This video will show you how to replace a faceplate for a PSP 1000 series. You can use the video for other versions, but bear in mind there will be small differences. So to begin, go ahead and flip over the PSP so we can remove the battery cover and the battery, as that's going to give us access to the screws which we need to remove to get the faceplate off. There are 5 screws which you need to remove. The first 4 are quite easy. You can see them, they're visible here on the picture, and the final one is under the warranty sticker. To get that final one, you can either remove the sticker in its entirety, you can just peel it back and then push it back down, or you can just push your screwdriver through it, whichever is your preference. Next thing, jump into hyperspeed and quickly remove the 5 screwdrivers, but really take your time, you don't want to bodge anything. And that'll allow you to remove the faceplate. Now pull from the front, from the bottom, put pressure on and pull it back over, and that'll easily allow you to remove it. Not always easy, sometimes it does stick a little bit, but a little bit of gentle pressure should do that. Get your mouse mat or something else equally soft that you can lay the old faceplate and the new faceplate on, so you can transfer over the buttons. As you're doing this, just clean up everything that you have there. There's no point in putting on a clean faceplate if you're then going to put dirty buttons back in. I'm just quickly demonstrating with a cotton bud, just cleaning in between. But I would generally take a little bit longer while I'm doing this, and I'd have a blunt craft knife or something to get off the thick pieces, and then I go over with a little bit of solution and just really make a good job. With the action buttons, again, I would normally clean each one of these individually. They don't show through as much as the directional buttons, but just if you're putting on a new faceplate, why not have the whole thing clean? So I would clean up the buttons individually, but I'm just showing you here how you can just transfer from one to the other, and you can remember the positions. If this isn't something you do a lot, you can get a little bit confused about which button goes where. But actually they can only go in one slot. They've got little cutouts which will only allow them to be placed in the correct position. When you transfer over your analog stick, when you put it back into the new faceplate, just be careful. Don't try and force it in there. If you line it up correctly, it's going to sit in there nice, but if you don't line it up, if you have to screw it in hard, it's going to be slightly at an angle, and you may run the risk of it not working, or it may jam the buttons above or something like that. And don't forget the little black plastic piece which you saw just as I was taking it out. That'll stop any dust and debris coming through. Remove the menu bar, the menu buttons. Be careful as you pull them out because they can rip. Now that just gets stuck down with a little bit of adhesive that's already on there in the middle. While you've got the PSP open, you might as well clean the shoulder buttons, because they're still visible once you replace them, and dirty buttons don't look great. And you can't quite clean them fully with the faceplate back on. You can't quite get down, so just take your time with them. The screen, if it's got sort of debris on the screen, I often use a soft t-shirt, whatever I'm wearing at the time, if it's a bit cottony, and then I'll blast it with compressed air. That'll get rid of any sort of anything that's sat on there, which will then show through once you put the faceplate on. And although it'll show through in sort of white, you don't really see it when it's turned on, but it doesn't look great when this thing's turned off, because you've got little white dots on the black there. So get those cleaned off as best you can. Just before you're about to replace the faceplate, take off the inner film. Leave it until the last minute so you get as little as dust in there as possible, and just push it back together. Now if it doesn't push together, chances are there's a little bit of the previous faceplate which is broken off, and that's just stopping the bottom of the new faceplate from going in there. Just knock that out with a knife or a screwdriver. Be careful not to tear anything. That'll allow you to get it back on and get it screwed down tight. If you bought the faceplate from me or from a number of other suppliers, you'll often find little stickers which cover the brand labels. That's just to as they get shipped through customs and things. Pull off the top plastic bit and you'll find some silver residue underneath. I use a cleaning solution with a cotton bud and just lightly take it off. the cleaning solution that I use is just it's an ink removing thing, something I use for another process, but I found that it's very useful for this. You know, you can find your own thing, isopropyl alcohol or something like that. Repeat that on the other side, and once you're ready, fire up the PSP, and if everything's gone according to plan, you should see the PSP fire up. And just double check it, make sure that all the buttons still work, everything works, and jobs are good.